The Vancouver Maritime Museum is a special institution in Vancouver, and
I can remember as a little kid coming by the museum with my dad and mom and little sister and standing on the decks of the St. Roch and my imagination just being sort of caught up in what it must have been like.
The Vancouver Maritime Museum is a small institution, and although we have a small team, we're trying to do really big things. The RCMP schooner, the St. Roch, is famous for going through the Northwest Passage. The other really interesting thing about what the St. Roch did as a floating detachment for the RCMP was to engage with a lot of Inuit communities. The most significant aspect of this being Joe Panikpakutuk and his family, his mother Panikpak, his wife Litia, and their children were all on the St. Roch. The journey that the St. Roch took would not have been possible without Joe and his family.
The St. Roch Revitalization project is really trying to decolonize the exhibit as it is now. In this new revamp, the Inuit voice is heard, and we will be sharing our story with the rest of Canada. These people are unsung heroes, and their stories will be finally told in the museum.
in 1974 the exhibit opened to the public. We're really trying to bring the museum up to modern museum standards and give the visitor the experience that they deserve.
It takes me back in time, and I'm interested in learning more about the stories of the individuals.
The museum, I think for the last couple of years, has been in an era of transformation. We really want to broaden the focus of the museum.
We're using a different lens to look at it. We're using more voices than what it currently has and providing the Inuit perspective.
I think it's really important that we tell the whole story. If we're not sharing the whole story, then visitors who come to the museum aren't getting a full understanding of the history of the St. Roch and why it's important. I'm very excited to be working with Martha Kayak and Deborah Webster, two Inuit cultural liaisons.
We contributed to all exhibits, but especially on the operations the St. Roch crew conducted in Arctic communities and the impacts they had there. It really touched my heart to realize that visitors will soon be able to learn the full story of the St. Roch through an Inuit lens.
Now with technology, we're going to make it more relevant and accessible.
And you'll be able to, using technology, even see inside, even if you're not able to board the ship.
Reinventing and reimagining how we deliver this history.
As a nonprofit, we deeply rely on donations from companies and our community members.
This is a unique opportunity. There's only one St. Roch. People in the 1950s had the forethought to bring this ship in here because of its importance, right? What it meant to people at the time. And being able to invest in that for the future really allows for that legacy to continue.
You would be a leader in helping preserve maritime history.
So please come be a part of this ongoing history at the Vancouver Maritime Museum and come see what your donations can do.
The new St. Roch Gallery will be something all Canadians can be proud of.